Hello, good morning. Not quite 7 o'clock, but it's a bit chilly in the morning, which is surprising, really. Not really, though. It's the Philippines. Early in the morning, the sun hasn't had a time to warm up the air overnight. But my thought for today is a reflection on this channel, British Expert in the British Expat in the Philippines. And for those that may watch this on another channel, I wel I welcome you along too, because always behind my mind has always been that I provide you with as much information that can help you put together a plan to maybe come to the Philippines and to partake in a little bit of paradise, as many of you will describe it as. But of course, you always, on a YouTube channel, you will always find people out there that just waste their own time, and of course others making stupid comments. And we don't need to go into that. I think I did one on Grumpy Brit in the Philippines yesterday. So you know what I mean. And I invite you, of course, to go over and have a look, see, and what it is that's going on Grumpy Brit in the Philippines. But back on a British expat in the Philippines, the intention has always been to put together my ideas, and they are my ideas. They're coupled with observations from others, listening and watching other people react to different things, especially foreigners. It's never ever been a focus as such on the Philippine nation. It's on situations that can happen anywhere in the world, but in this particular case, it happens here to many of us expats here in the Philippines who are in relationships. How do I know? He says. Well, because you tell me. And you tell me by conversations we have in the street when we get talking together, when we meet up accidentally. You tell me in emails, and you tell me face to face on Messenger. And I'm always helpful in listening to all of your, I suppose, gripes as well, because they help to reinforce the idea that the world is basically the same. Women can be the same, but just in a different flavor. But here in the Philippines, it truly is a new experience. It's, there's no doubt. One of the reasons maybe why men decide to take younger wives is they haven't yet discovered that the older wives, closer to their own age, have got that little spark in them too, but not the ludicrous behavior of some of the younger ones, the ones that are wanting desperately to be noticed, wanting to take pictures of every aspect of their lives and tell the world how wonderful it is. Which, of course, when you look behind the picture, they're living in hovels often. They're living in less than satisfactory accommodation. Their lives are desperate in many cases. It's not a reflection on them themselves. It's the fact that it's hard to make a living here in the Philippines. It's hard to climb above the parapet for many. But those that have, I can assure you, they're doing well. Doing well by our standards, doing well by their own, definitely. But one thing to remember is that we have to be careful that we don't attach our own personal day-to-day experience too much in any of our videos that we do. And I've always been conscious of that. But of course, I'm judging it from a Western point of view. I'm not adding into it the idea of saving face, the idea that I'm deliberately trying to embarrass somebody, when it's never the case. I will maybe bring in, or what I often refer to, weave in to a story, something that may resonate with you, that I've maybe even experienced myself. And if you listen to the words that I say, might, even, weave, suggest, observation, they're not attack, revenge, bitterness. They're none of those things. And for some, an American told me this. This is a great story. I think it was yesterday. He came up with an expression that think I have heard it before, but I'm not sure entirely where. But he came up with the word gobnobblers. And I just cracked up because if he was describing some of the guys out there that are not clones, trolls, probably clones of trolls, yes. And it was such a brilliant expression. Whether it gets through on YouTube censors, I don't know. We'll see. But you see, some Filipinos think they're so clever that they hang on every word that you say, with the knowledge in their mind that somehow you are attacking them when they're not. The idea of this channel was to enjoy one's daily life and share it with others. If anybody was able to benefit by it, by seeing a parallel in their own lives or an indication as to what they need to look out for, that's great. But what happens is often, especially, I wonder how many of us who have YouTube channels have the wife effectively scrutinizing everything that you have to say. And maybe when they're angry, they might just say, I've got the receipts. I've, I'm going to, I'm going to bring a case when they want to be angry. But of course, smart people don't reveal all, do they? They don't tell the other side what they've got. So we have a leader in America who's doing just that. Nobody knows quite what his next move will be. And that knowledge, or should I say lack of knowledge, is a good thing within a relationship here in the Philippines. The idea that they know you inside and out is maybe not always the best thing. The same for them. If they don't tell you everything about themselves, that's not a bad thing. It's actually, it's pleasant to just to discover it later and maybe deal with it appropriately. Or maybe just let it flow. It's not really, if it doesn't affect your everyday movement, why worry about it? Why not focus on the positive? But recently, I've discovered certain things within my own circle of friends that can somewhat shock other people. So I've been making sure that rather than just thinking about it, I might just copy them and raise the issue myself, which is what I've done recently. And as a result, it's amazing how some have decided to wipe the slate clean. Interesting. Food for thought, and another thought for the day. A smoky one too. Someone's burning some rubbish, I think. But that's life in the Philippines. So if you like, thumbs up. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And we'll speak again soon. Bye now.